How was your night last night?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Say what's up to the vlog.
I'm vlogging.
How did you feel after last night beating Jake Paul?
What's the name of the vlog?
KJ Camp.
KJ Camp. Shout out to the KJ Camp reporter.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's talk, baby. How are you?
Oh, sorry.
I'm a little fucked up, but will you take care of me forever and ever?
So here's what just went down that has the boxing world completely stunned. Jake Paul is still laid up in the hospital, and Anthony Joshua just made an appearance that nobody saw coming. This wasn't your typical post-fight courtesy call. Joshua didn't just deliver a crushing knockout, he completely flipped the script by showing up personally, creating massive waves throughout the sport, and demonstrating that this whole thing transcends just winning and losing. We're talking about genuine respect mixed with absolutely undeniable heavyweight supremacy.
Hey, Jake.
How are you? Let's go. Holiday. Cheers. Enjoy that.
What did you get up to last night? Duke McKenzie breaks down exactly how Joshua's knockout left Jake Paul dealing with a fractured jaw, making it crystal clear this fight was way more than just another victory. It was about delivering a statement. Seeing Joshua actually show up at Paul's hospital bed just confirms his total dominance and authority, demonstrating exactly what happens when you dare to underestimate a genuine heavyweight champion. Pure respect and intimidation rolled into one incredible moment.
I'm glad Anthony Joshua did that to him, because now he won't be able to talk like he does for a while.
Following that brutal defeat, Jake Paul hit up social media to reach out to everyone who supported him, displaying this incredible combination of genuine humility and deep self-reflection. Even with his jaw completely shattered and after taking that vicious knockout, his message shows he finally grasps just how serious it gets. When you step in there with someone like Anthony Joshua, you can actually watch his fans witnessing this newfound respect growing even through the pain of defeat.
Sur le Twitter de Jake Paul qui réagit directement après le combat. Donc ça, vous voyez quand il met thank you à tout le monde, donc à ses supporters, à ses haters, à sa team, à tous les combattants, à Netflix, à la boxe, à Dieu. Il dit merci à tout le monde. Ça, c'était juste avant le combat et il disait ce soir, enfin cette nuit, nous allons choquer le monde. Ça, c'était juste avant le combat. Et ce qui est drôle, c'est que le tweet de juste après, c'est est-ce que j'étais payé pour perdre?
Anthony Joshua's hospital appearance reveals a champion's character that extends way beyond what happens inside those ropes. This wasn't simply a knockout, this was a masterclass, and Joshua made sure Paul fully comprehended the reality of what just happened. Watching Joshua have that direct conversation with Paul really showcases the respect he commands, the professionalism he maintains, and the complete authority he wields. As a genuine heavyweight, anyone witnessing this realizes Joshua isn't just devastating with his power, he's incredibly thoughtful, absolutely commanding, and maintains total control whether he's fighting or just having a conversation.
Yo, doing me, man.
Carl Froch nails it when he breaks down just how ridiculous Jake Paul's confidence was thinking he could hang with Joshua. Even lasting those 18 minutes in there, Paul couldn't land anything meaningful while Joshua completely controlled every single exchange. Froch points out how Paul's survival mode kicked in once he realized the massive difference in skill, power, and fight IQ. Watching this unfold, everyone understands Joshua's complete control and surgical precision never gave Paul any breathing room and proved his genuine heavyweight dominance.
It's a fucking piss take that this guy's in there with Anthony Joshua, swinging away, landing... What's he done? He's had 18 minutes and landed 2 shots, and he's gone on survival mode.
Boxing ego really drives home the serious damage Joshua delivered, leaving Paul with his jaw completely fractured in multiple places. This physical evidence really hammers home the incredible power and surgical precision Joshua possesses. Everyone watching realizes this isn't some exaggerated height. This is hard proof of exactly why Joshua operates on a completely different planet. That hospital aftermath confirms this knockout wasn't just impressive, it was absolutely conclusive and completely career-altering.
The kid has a broken jaw, it appears, after fighting Anthony Joshua, right? I made this graphic for you guys. You see it. Got his jaw broken in 2 places.
Care of me forever and ever? A little fucked up, but will you take care of me forever and ever? A little fucked up, but will you take care of me forever and ever?
The Wade concept breaks down how Jake Paul desperately tried to survive and maybe catch Joshua with something unexpected, but even this desperate approach just delayed what everyone knew was coming. Joshua's timing and technical ability faced some resistance, but his devastating power and ring control eventually took over completely. Everyone can see that Joshua stays adaptable when things get challenging and never loses his laser focus. This might not have been picture perfect, but it absolutely reinforced exactly why he's a legitimate heavyweight powerhouse.
But I think Jake fought a very, how do I survive long enough to land a right hand type of fight, and it made it a little difficult for AJ to get his timing. No excuses, AJ didn't look great, I'll be honest. He didn't look great, didn't look like, an AJ we thought we were going to get, the Marauder, the guy that was going to come forward and bang out Jake in one round. Pause.
Kisa Badarian points out that even after that devastating knockout, Jake Paul actually gained some respect for displaying real courage. Everyone can recognize the incredible toughness needed to face Joshua, but it also highlights Joshua's complete domination. That trending recognition shows appreciation for bravery, but it absolutely cannot overshadow how Joshua controlled absolutely everything from start to finish. The courage is definitely there, but that skill difference was absolutely massive.
That Jake is safe, and more so that he showed his heart. I don't know if you guys were looking on Twitter, but until about 20 minutes ago, the #1 trending thing on Twitter wasn't Jake Paul getting knocked out, wasn't Jake Paul, wasn't Anthony Joshua. It literally was the phrase, respect for Johnny Nelson.
Nelson breaks down exactly how Joshua systematically destroyed Paul's confidence piece by piece. This wasn't about just beating him up, this was about completely exposing the gap between his big talk and actual ability. Following the fight carefully, everyone could watch Paul's belief crumble with every perfectly placed shot. Joshua's domination worked on both the physical and mental level, proving that real heavyweight mastery requires controlling both the body and the mind.
They wanted AJ to knock this boy out clean and get rid of him, because they, everybody I've spoken to, they just wanted, they're like, I want to see Jake Paul get knocked out. And I just said, I don't want to see him get knocked out. I want to see him get beat up. I want to see him quit. I want to see the reality of everything he's saying and doing kick in. And in a way it did happen, but he didn't get beat up. And slowly but surely the confidence, the self-belief ripped out of him to the point where he's dropping on his knees. He's like, he must have fell down about 12 times.
Eddie Hearn points out that Joshua needed several rounds to completely figure out Jake Paul, showing incredible patience and calculated strategy. When that knockout finally connected, it was absolutely devastating, leaving Paul with that broken jaw. The fight challenged Joshua's timing and game planning, but he stayed completely calm throughout. Paul's heart gets acknowledged, but Joshua's power and technical skill took over completely. This moment proves that stepping in there with a real heavyweight like Joshua has serious consequences, and even the most determined opponents cannot handle his precision and devastating strength once he finds his timing and gets into his rhythm inside those ropes.
It took AJ a couple of rounds to get hold of him, and then he knocked him spark out and broke his jaw. It was a frustrating 2-3 rounds maybe, because Jake was moving so much, holding.
Dave Allen makes it clear this fight was completely one-sided, really emphasizing Joshua's obvious control. While Paul's conditioning and ring intelligence deserve some recognition, he was totally outclassed in power, technique, and boxing IQ. Everyone can see how Joshua's authority controlled the tempo, making it obvious who belongs on the elite level. Even Paul's attempts at smart movement couldn't make up for Joshua's accuracy and knockout ability, really cementing his position as a top-tier heavyweight.
Well, the fight was, it weren't a fight, was it? It was really, really one-sided. Jake Paul, yeah, I've got to give him credit really, because he's super fit. He's pretty clever really. Like, he'd make a good, a good journeyman.
David Hay breaks down how Jake Paul attempted to survive using smart tactics, moving around the ring and looking for any chance to land something. Despite his approach, Joshua's timing and devastating power were too much, connecting with fight-ending shots that eventually shattered Paul's jaw. Everyone watching can see that tactical cleverness means nothing against world-class skill and precision. Joshua's ability to adjust and end the fight proves exactly why he stays among the best heavyweights. Paul's bravery gets mentioned, but Joshua's control was absolute, ending any possible argument.
We got a knockout, everyone was expecting it. It's very difficult to pin someone down when they're not trying to engage. Jake's game plan was a good one, was to use lateral movement and the hope to land a big overhand right at some stage to catch AJ off guard. Didn't quite work out, but you got to give Jake credit. Took some big shots there. I think he's got a broken jaw or some spitting blood at the end of the fight. No, anything's possible. He gave it a go. He dared to be great. Didn't work out for him, understandably. That's why he was such a massive underdog. But, you know.
The Doll Riley emphasizes that Joshua's victory wasn't simply another ring win. It was a huge declaration that connected with completely new audiences. Even with Joshua's existing fame, this fight with Paul displayed his superiority and brought his abilities to people who probably doubted him before. Everyone witnesses that perfect combination of power, timing, and authority that makes Joshua a heavyweight phenomenon. While Paul's attempts, despite being courageous, were completely overwhelmed, this exposure strengthens Joshua's status as an international superstar and confirms his leadership in the division.
Win today was the bread. AJ's win today was the exposure to more people. Even though he's mad famous, as we know, like, there's a community he hasn't touched, and I think he touched that community today.
Logan Paul emphasizes the incredible heart it required for Jake Paul to enter the ring with Anthony Joshua, especially dealing with his ankle injury and ending up with a shattered jaw. Making it through several rounds against one of the most powerful heavyweights alive is pretty incredible. Everyone can appreciate Paul's determination and bravery, but Joshua's technique and power made it absolutely clear who really ran this fight. This became a battle of heart and strength, and while Paul displayed courage, Joshua's performance confirmed exactly why he competes on a totally different level.
Yeah, in my opinion, he won 4 of them. People will argue that he at least won 3. No one expected him to last that long. Rolled his ankle, broke his jaw, still fucking fighting, man. Like, that's toughness. You know, most people wouldn't have the balls ever to step in a boxing ring in their life. He stepped in a boxing ring with one of the baddest men on the planet. Who's 40 pounds heavier than him is 6 inches taller. What?
Anthony Joshua acknowledges the fight had some rough moments, but his game plan stayed crystal clear from the opening bell. His goal was to corner Jake Paul and unleash his power, which finally resulted in that decisive knockout. Studying the fight carefully, everyone could witness Joshua's patience, timing, and accuracy working perfectly. Every strategic punch showed his experience and mental toughness. While Paul fought to survive, Joshua stayed relentless and systematic, proving exactly why he ranks among the most dominant heavyweights right now. That right hand that ended everything combined skill, anticipation, and pure power that Paul simply had no answer for.
Hey, everyone in this venue, now, you asked me a question. Look, it wasn't the best performance. It wasn't the best. The end goal was to get Jake Paul, pin him down, and hurt him. That has been the request leading up, and that was on my mind. It took a bit longer than expected, but
Ariel Helwani captures the intimidating aura Joshua carries into every fight. His power, reach, and accuracy made every single punch a potential fight stopper, and everyone could see the constant danger Paul faced during every exchange. Even during quiet moments, Joshua's threat never disappeared, keeping Paul in pure survival mode. Watching this closely, it's obvious Joshua blends technical perfection with physical dominance, leaving zero room for mistakes. His peak years and crushing combinations make him a terrifying presence, and every punch highlighted exactly why he's considered one of the most complete heavyweights competing today.
And every time he threw a punch, I like wince, because he's a big man and he's an incredible boxer and he's still in his prime, and he's got a very long reach, and he's got a lot of power in that right hand, and that left hook is terrifying as well, and so I thought it could end at any.
Daniel Cormier highlights the clear difference between Joshua and Paul. Following the action, everyone could see Joshua working with complete comfort, displaying superior technique and fight intelligence. Paul couldn't keep up with the pace, power, and skill on display. Every clean shot reinforced Joshua's superiority and made the talent gap impossible to ignore. Even newcomers could see Joshua's effortless authority and his ability to control the fight against someone clearly overmatched. This performance confirms his status as a world-class heavyweight, capable of breaking down opponents while staying composed and tactically brilliant throughout the entire fight. Joshua looked incredible from the very first round.
Joshua looked like he was fighting a guy that was
David Hay points out Jake Paul's weaknesses become obvious against top heavyweights like Joshua. Everyone can see that, while Paul has heart and basic abilities, his inexperience and limited training stop him from competing at this championship level. Joshua's accuracy, timing, and strength dominate everything, highlighting the massive gap. Paul's effort shows determination, but against a focused, powerful, and technically brilliant opponent, the difference becomes undeniable. Hay's observation stresses how crucial experience and proper training are in boxing. Joshua's control of every fight aspect proves exactly why he operates on a level completely beyond Paul's current abilities.
Sticks with the cruiserweight division where the guys are the same size as him, because that, without having the...
The aftermath of this fight makes it absolutely clear that Anthony Joshua competes on a completely different planet. Everyone witnessed this perfect combination of power, patience, and ring genius, as Joshua systematically broke down Jake Paul, who courageously tried to survive despite his ankle problems and suffering that broken jaw. Every shot, every combination displayed Joshua's ability to dictate the pace and capitalize on any opening. Paul's heart is absolutely undeniable, but it couldn't overcome Joshua's precision, timing, and devastating strength. That knockout and the hospital visit afterward just reinforced Joshua's complete superiority while exposing Paul's shortcomings in the heavyweight ranks. Following the fight closely, it becomes obvious who owns the mental and physical advantages. Joshua's performance proves exactly why he's considered one of the most elite heavyweights of this generation. Are you supporting Anthony Joshua to keep his dominance rolling, or do you think Jake Paul can somehow manage an upset down the road? Share your opinions in the comments.